if you're struggling to book sales calls, then the thing holding your appointment setting back might simply be that they don't know, like, or trust you. So, hi, I'm Christian. I run, at the moment, a tutoring company. We've had about 800 students this year. We've employed over 25 sales guys, and I basically spend all my time teaching. So, just now, I was reviewing my most recent sales guy's appointment setting because his appointment scheduling rate is quite low, and we were just trying to find a solution. For his specific situation, we started at the very beginning of the call and came away with 2 key points, which hopefully will help you or help me in the future, looking back at this when trying to remember, why do people struggle to do this? The first one, you need a pattern disrupt when you first answer the phone. So if someone has opted in to be spoken to, they have requested it. They've given you their information. And so picking up the phone being like, hey, is this Sarah? This is Christian. Not very enthusiastic, and they're like, great, just another sales call. The way that we like to think about this, that Millie and I and the whole team noticed works amazingly, is to simply interact, to pick up the phone as if you're calling your best friend. So when I call my best friend, I pick up the phone, I'm like, hey, Benna, what's up? It's Christian. Right? Imagining he didn't have a voice ID, or like a caller ID. Obviously nowadays everybody does. But as we're making phone calls, people don't know who we are, so you have to say who you are. So it'd be like, yo, Ben, what's up? Rather than, hey, is that Ben? It'd be like, yeah, why are you saying that? You know who I am, you called me. And that's the point, right? So the first one is really simple. Pick up the phone as if you're talking to your best friend. So for us, it comes down to, hey, Sarah, it's Christian. And then they go, and you're like, from Maths Tutors Online. I saw you just filled out our form on Facebook about some free tutoring, and I'm just giving you a call back to see if we can help. Oh, yeah, I did do that. Right? And then you get into it. Or sometimes, this is so much fun when people are like, hey, how's it going? And you're like, great, I'm just calling from. And then you get into it. Very occasionally, some people are like, we are not friends. I've only had that, I think, twice out of a few thousand calls, but it's very funny. Anyway, so step 1, pick up the phone and introduce yourself as if you're talking to a friend because they have opted for you to call them. And you know their name, so don't ask who is it. Say, hey, Sarah, it's Christian. Right? So that's the really first one. Pattern disrupt at the start, so they don't think it's a sales call. And remember, they've opted in. That's why you have this information. Now, the second one, this is really fun. Obviously, you have to go through a qualification process, right? So you have a series of questions to ask of, can we actually help you? If you go through that and you're just like, so what year are you in? Great. What are you doing now? Great. What do you want to do? Great. Have you tried anything else? Yeah. It's not very fun. It's just like they could have just filled in a form. And that would give the same input as what you have just delivered, which is that they still don't know, like, or trust you. And that's the goal. If they finish this appointment setting call with information that they go, great, I feel good, I believe this person can help me, then they're much more likely to book into a call. So, we came up with a framework of specifically how to stop that previous response and get a better one. So the name for this framework has come from the idea that you need them to know you're listening in order for them to know, like, and trust you. So it's called the A.R.E framework. A.R.E, as in, are you listening? When you are given a piece of information or an answer or a response to a question, you can answer or respond with one of these 3 things. A, being acknowledge what they say. Simply put, all you got to do is mirror what they've just said. You can summarize it, rephrase it, or even parrot the exact words back to them. Let's run that through as an example. Great, what school year are you in? My kid's going into year 11. He's going into year 11. Okay, great. That's much better than just saying great. It's not fantastic. The second response you can have is is to reassure them. Okay? So, admittedly, it won't work so well for this question we just asked them, but let's say the next question we ask is, great, do you know what grade they're currently working at? Loads of parents we speak to don't know. So they're like, they're not sure. And you're like, hey, honestly, it's not a big deal. We speak to hundreds of parents a week, and so many of them have no idea what's going on at all. So you're not alone there. Boom. You have taken away the guilt from them that they feel for not being a good enough parent, and you have made them feel not like they're unique, which makes people feel safe. So the aim of the reassure is to make them feel safe, right? Then they have an emotional trust of you and what you are offering. And then the last one is educate. This is probably my favorite one. I generally pair this with a reassure. And educate. The purpose of this is to give them small, relevant nuggets of information that they didn't otherwise know, to position yourself as an expert and give them value. So clients buy from companies or other people based on the value they have already received, not the value they're going to receive. So if the whole way through the process, you're giving them countless bits of information that's really valuable that they would have had to spend years learning or stumbling across accidentally, or just stuff that they didn't know, they will then be like, wow, this person has my best interest at heart and now can make an informed decision because they know about me and they clearly know what they're on about. So an example here being like, okay, they've said, great, what grade are you working at right now? 4. Okay, cool. And what grade are you hoping to achieve? A 7. Oh, okay, so you're taking the higher paper, right? No, actually, we're setting the foundation. Oh, okay. This is important then. Did you know that on the foundation paper, the highest grade you can achieve is a 5? No, I didn't appreciate that. Okay, hey, don't worry about it. What we can do from here is figure out if that grade 7 is actually possible for you. And then if it is, we'll get you a plan in place so that you can take the higher paper, so that you can get that. How does that sound? Boom. So you've given them some education, and then you've given them a promise of further value to help solve their unique situation that someone else wouldn't have caught because they didn't educate them. So there we go. The basic framework to allow people to know that you are listening is the R framework. You can either acknowledge, reassure, or educate. Hopefully, that will really help you, and I've given you some examples of exactly how we would do that and how I would do it on our appointment setting calls, and this should hopefully drastically increase the number of appointments that you book in. All right, guys, have a great day. Peace.